Hey guys, Tim Erickson here. I'm doing this video as the intro to my YouTube channel. This is going to be an investing focused channel where the main point is we're going to do a challenge where we start with $10,000 and see how quickly we can turn it into $100,000 investing in Robinhood. But before I get into that actual challenge, will be subsequent videos. I just wanted to kind of use this video as a way to talk about the inspiration for the challenge. And so as you'll see here, this was a screenshot from my Robinhood account several months ago. You'll see we had a pretty remarkable 3 months where we increased our portfolio value by 63% in just 3 months, right? Which is an amazing run. And it's not because I'm a wizard stock picker or anything like that. I do try to do my research and pick things that I feel pretty good about and I think have good long-term prospects. But this wasn't me getting lucky with buying a Tesla call option and having it shoot to the moon or picking any meme stocks, as those weren't really a thing yet. This was a couple months before the whole meme stock fiasco. But yeah, this was just a strategy that I used that is actually something that is relatively simple that I think a lot of people could be able to use and employ themselves. And so this was kind of my inspiration for the channel. I want, as you can see here, growing 63% in just 3 months. Subsequent to this, my account is actually now over $100,000. I did end up transferring it to a different brokerage because currently Robinhood only allows you to have one account per user, and I did want to start fresh for the channel. So when I do start those challenge videos, we are going to be starting with just $10,000 on Robinhood and see how quickly we can run it up from there to get up to 100,000. But this was the inspiration for the challenge. Again, I'm not a professional investor. I'm not a financial advisor, so I don't want, I'm not saying you guys should mimic all of my picks or anything, but really the purpose of the channel is going to be to demonstrate the strategies that I use so that you can employ them yourself. Right, so you can do your own research to find stocks that you like and apply the option strategies accordingly and whatnot. So I will be using options again, but it wasn't that we just hit one lucky call for a massive gain. It was actually hundreds of options transactions that led to each one small games at a very very high probability of success. So future videos will get into a little bit more. The actual strategy, but for now I did want to pivot to look at some other examples of typical returns in the market and how long that might take to turn into $100,000. So if I switch the screen here, you'll see this is the performance of a Vanguard mutual fund that I actually own myself. This is a fund called VS Max. It's a small cap market indexed fund, so invested in a lot of small cap stocks. And as you'll see here, the long-term growth of this stock, in 1 year has been insanely high. 3 years, 11%, 10 years, 12.5%, and since its inception, 9.75% annual average rate of return on this fund, which is considered, I think, a very good annual return for investing in the stock market at 9.75%. Obviously, more recent years it's performed even better, but that doesn't mean it might not pull back. I mean, back in March of 2020, as you'll see here, it dipped quite a bit and has just taken off since then, which has really helped it. But if you go back all the way to when the fund was created in 2000, that's been through several market cycles of recessions and growth runs and all that, and to have that strong of a annualized rate of return is definitely considered very good and safe. And for investors who don't have the time or energy or willpower to do their own research, I think options like this are definitely a great choice for investing, as it's relatively stable and has great long-term history of success. And Vanguard is one of the premier mutual funds. Their funds have very low fees, so it definitely would be a great option. But I also pulled up, just for reference sake, this is the example of my returns in this fund for the time I've been in it. As you'll see, I've only been in it since 2011, and as of the end of February, I had earned an average of 11.1% annualized rate of return on this stock. Now, I did, over time, purchase more of it, but the investment returns have been great too, and again averaging 11.1% per year. So those are pretty good returns. If I pivot over to this Excel spreadsheet, you can see here, if we start with $10,000 and earn the historical Vanguard rate of return for that fund at 9.75%, it would take us 25 years before our initial $10,000 investment would grow to $100,000. If we get a little bit higher rates of return, where I have been averaging 11.1%, you see it only takes 22 years. So already just going from 9.75 to 11.1 cut 3 years off the time it takes to grow to 10,000. So now my hypothesis is going to be, well, if you remember back to my initial photo, here, you'll see that I actually earned 63% in 3 months. Now, that is obviously not typical. I'm not claiming to be able to duplicate those returns all the time, but if you were to drastically speed up the rate of return here, then let's see what it might look like. So what I've done here is, now instead of looking at it by years, let's look at it starting with months, and let's do some hypotheticals here. Let's say, just to play with the time frames, I'm going to change the time period from a year down to 2 months. I'm going to look at growth every 2 months. And the reason I'm doing that is because when I get into my challenge and the option strategies I use, I'm going to be doing a lot of options contracts that expire in 2 months or less. So that's the reason we're going to look at that time frame. But if you were to earn a 10% rate of return on $10,000 every 2 months, then it would only take 50 months, really probably more like 40, just over 48, a little almost 49, to reach $100,000. So that's 4 years. That's pretty good. If you increase that rate of return to 15%, now you only take 34 months, or just under 3 years, and at 20%, just over 2 years, and you're there. So as you can see here now, I'm not claiming that everybody's going to make 20% every 2 months if they follow my strategy. No, but I'm going to show you strategies that do give this types of returns, from time to time, and assuming that they, work out as planned. Obviously, because we're going to be doing options, if the stock moves in the wrong direction, instead of actually gaining 20%, we could have a pretty big loss, which would set us back significantly. So there are risks. It's not going to be this easy, but because I am going to try and mitigate those risks by diversifying and spreading them out over a wide variety of different stocks, as well as a couple other things, I do think that it is realistic that we achieve our goal of turning $10,000 to $100,000 much faster than 25 years that it would have taken Vanguard. Will it happen in 2 years? I think that's probably a little too optimistic. Will it take 4? Even that would be amazing. I mean, that would be absolutely remarkable. To 10x your money in 4 years would be insane. So I don't know exactly how long it's going to take. Might take longer, might take shorter. My goal is to get down as quickly as we can. I think we are going to plan some giveaways along the way, so please remember to subscribe to the channel so you're updated and in the loop as to when those might be happening as we reach certain milestones. As I mentioned, we will be doing the challenge on Robinhood, so if you want to join Robinhood also to attempt to try these strategies out for yourselves, I'll put a link down below for a referral code where you can get a free stock when you sign up. It's random, valued anywhere from just a couple bucks to a little over $200, depending on which one you get. Most people probably only get a couple dollar stock, but hey, it's a few dollars better than nothing. So I'll put that link in the description of the video below. But if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and comment below if you have any other questions or criticisms, but I'm looking forward to taking this journey with you all, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So look forward to getting going on the challenge, and see you guys in the next video.